It's that time again. It's the Burky and the Badger Board Game Babble Show. It's going to get wild. It's going to get wacky. It might even get a little zany. We're going to talk about board games and the board game industry. And, you know, we might talk about anything else we want to talk about.
Hey. We're ready to talk about anything we want to talk about. And today, I want to talk about Game Toppers Kickstarter 3.5, but I also want to talk about the board game industry and conventions that we're going to be talking about in our Babble topic. And we have a very special guest with us today, my good friend Raymond Haaken from Board Game Heaven. Welcome to the show, Raymond.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Burky. Thank you so much. Hey, Badger.
Hey, dude.
How are you?
This is going to be a little bit different Burky and Badger show because, as many of you know, we're running a 3.5 Kickstarter where we're offering a lot of products for our overseas backers that are going to be shipping in July. And a couple things that were brand new on this campaign were our leg kits for the Moriarty and the Mycroft. We're waiting for our dining covers to arrive in July, and then all these orders are going to ship overseas to the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and 18 countries in the EU, which Raymond is from the Netherlands.
Exactly.
And he has been so gracious to even help us as a moderator in the Kickstarter campaign. So we're going to get some of his insights and thoughts about that, but we also want to answer any of your questions that you may have live. And so we're going to do that. And then we're also going to do our normal Burky and Badger show. We're just taking a couple of the segments out. So you'll be able to listen to this at the Burky and Badger YouTube page or Facebook groups or the Game Toppers pages. So with that introduction, we're super excited about what's happening with the Kickstarter 3.5. Raymond, you've been kind of monitoring the campaign. What have you seen so far? What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm pretty happy to see that people are very much interested in the leg kits and the dining covers, because that's the new stuff that you have, right? And people can add that, and it's nice to see that that there's a genuine interest in that, and still a lot of new backers, people who have questions about the game toppers themselves and about the mats and everything that you have. So yeah, it's looking really good.
Yeah, we kind of felt this was, you know, a lot of our United States and Canadian backers have mostly all built, except for the difficulty we had getting the dining covers. And for those of you that don't know, we have a new dining cover that covers our toppers for the Sherlock Holmes and the Watson model. And we were unable to make those domestically and or in Canada. And so we had to go overseas, and it's taken longer than we had anticipated. However, we've seen some of the videos of the production and the prototypes we've received. And while it took some time, we're super happy with the production. The company we're working with has 5 factories that actually specialize in this particular dining cover product, which is really cool. And so when those products come, we knew that our overseas backers were not going to get their stuff till July anyway. We thought, well, gosh, this will be perfect, because now those backers could, if maybe you purchased a certain items and all of a sudden now that your budget will allow you to add a couple mats, or maybe you want to get some accessories or the new leg kits that weren't available for a couple of our models like the Moriarty and Mycroft, and then they could add to their order.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I thought it was pretty great that you managed to use the time for the dining covers and everything to get made to engineer that leg kit to go with the bigger tables, because that wasn't possible last time. You had the leg kits for the Holmes for the 3 foot wide tables, and now you got them for the 4 foot. And I like that they are like modular, so you can use them for all sizes basically. That's clever design.
Yeah, like Barry, you put your topper on just a plastic folding table, right?
I did. It used to be on a plastic folding table, but where it's like
concaving in the middle. I got rid of that eventually, and I just bought 3 little small IKEA 4x4s, and it sits now happily flat and square on top of that.
Oh, you got like Calyxes as well?
Yeah, just the small 4x4s.
Yep.
And they're kind of sat in an H shape if you look down. So there's like one going that way, but there's 2 going that way, so I can get to all my games, and there's a bit of leg room.
Yep.
I did think about getting 4 and putting 4 like that, but I don't think there'd be much leg room. I mean, it might be a bit more sturdier and it might look a bit nicer, but no, this H formation works for me.
Yeah, that's what
I was going to mention that Raymond, he's been a backer of ours for quite some time. I don't know, maybe 3 years or whatever, and has helped us on some of the past campaigns and helped us in Essen at the Spiel Fair in the booth actually too. So he's got a really good understanding of the product, but this guy is an interesting, awesome fellow because he's like crazy diligent and he takes this hobby seriously. You watch his videos and he's very detailed. He's very, very thoughtful about everything he does. He's always prepared. He's always, just very thoughtful. And he came up with an idea with his Calyx shelves to make a full under table for his Holmes XL because he wanted the big long size. And then you went and made this crazy awesome video about that base.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I took 4 2x2 Calyx shelves, and I measured the height. And if I put the topper on top of those, it would be good, a little bit tall. So I thought if I left off the thick edge at the top, they have these thick borders, right? And I put on 1 large sheet of MDF wood, like 20 millimeters, and I drilled holes in that exactly where the screws would sit normally for the Calyx shelves. And I measured it out, and I have 2 in the middle next to each other, and I have 2 on the heads of that table. And then I just put the sheet of MDF on top. I paint that white, put the screws through the MDF into the Calyx shelves so that it was one big table basically. And then the topper fit on that perfectly. It's perfect. And I got a lot of room for my games underneath there because I was running out of room. You know how it goes. So now, that's the smaller design that I made for the regular homes.
Yeah,
so
that's how I got my setup as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you did. Yeah. And I drew it out in SketchUp, as you can see. And so
I did one on a piece of paper. I just went, yeah, that looks right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm actually faster doing it in
Raymond does that. It's brilliant.
I'm waiting for like a human skeleton to come in so you can see like knee high is here, so the chair would fit, exactly. And then the chair sliding in and out. Yeah. Wow.
Yep. And so how high is it? How tall to the bottom of the rail?
I don't know by heart. I mentioned it in the video, but I'd have to measure it now. But it's about regular table height, right?
Regular.
It's about what's that like 70 or something centimeters? Not entirely sure anymore. But that's the setup that I have right here right now. So that's how I did it, and with the Holmes XL, so it has the XL leaf in the middle. And so that's how I made it. And I actually left out the center dividers on the top shelf, so I didn't have to put in the dowels for those in the MDF. That was less drilling and less fiddling, and I'd have more room for bigger boxes. Here you can see how I put the actual tops of the Calyxes on the MDF sheet just to measure out the holes. And then in the little picture on the top left, you can see that I've put the holes through the MDF straight into the sides of the Calyxes.
Okay. So I haven't done that yet. I haven't done that. I've been thinking about getting a like an underlay board, which would just hold it the whole table sturdy.
Yeah.
But I haven't got round to it.
Hey, David is in the castle. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, that's
Well,
just a great idea, and allows you that extra storage space too that is so
Mm.
handy, right?
Oh
exactly,
yeah.
yeah.
You can put all your really bad games underneath there. So like,
Well, those are the ones that I keep at the table. Is the ones that I take out more regularly.
okay,
Okay, those are your
all right,
favorite games then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I've got some good ones here as well, of course.
yeah.
They're all good. I need to make room, and I can't choose which one to get rid of. So,
So, how long have you been doing the Board Game Heaven channel?
I think about 7 years now, I believe.
Mm.
And well, I started with basically just taking pictures at conventions because I like a little bit of amateur photography. And I just took pictures and then I put them on a website I had back then and on Facebook. And I just wrote a little report of the conventions of who I saw and who I spoke to and which games we played and demoed and whatever. So I just made these little reports, basically written reports with pictures. And then after a while, I started doing interviews as well, actually making video, talking with publishers and designers. And then it kind of started growing. I started making a couple of how to play videos from games that I just happened to have. Yeah, that's the very first one.
Yeah, the very first one, Cosmaster.
Yeah, I don't remember if I did it in Dutch or in English, but I started out in Dutch and I did some in English. Yeah, I think it's Dutch. That's a long time ago. Back in the old house,
The
the previous
mustache has
house.
changed significantly.
Yep. Yeah, that was the pre-mustache era.
And the Calax.
Yep, that too. Yeah, there's an entirely different house that we lived in back then.
Oh, right. It's not the office space then. You didn't go in and say to your boss, "Can I just borrow the office for a second? I'm just gonna get the
nope.
camera out." And...
Yeah, that was just the dining table. And that was one of the games that I got at, I think, my first Spiel, actually. First or maybe the second time I went to Spiel, and I got that. And so that must have been, I don't know, 2000. What,
6 years ago.
Well, I don't know. When was... Yeah, was
Oh, right.
6 years
Sorry.
ago?
The video was 6 years ago. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Could be, yeah. Six years ago. Yeah, that was Spiel 7 years ago then, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, I brought home some games and I decided to make some videos of those. And it kind of grew from that. It turned into a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, you do a really nice job. And it's, I didn't have a lot of connections in Europe. And I'm not exactly sure the story. I know that you became a backer of ours, but how did you hear about Game Toppers?
How did I hear about it? I think just through Kickstarter, really. I must have seen some things shared on like Instagram and Facebook and probably Board Game Geek as well, because I hang out a lot there. And yeah, I think at the time I was looking into getting a gaming table because we were moving to the house we currently live in. And I was thinking about, getting some decent gaming room and a gaming table, and the real big wooden tables, they're really expensive, and I just started looking into that, and they were basically out of my budget. And at some point Game Toppers came around and I was like, that's actually a fantastic idea. You can just put it on any old table that you have and still have the rails for your cup holders and everything. And you can put a nice mat inside. And that was basically what I was looking for. And it also has the card rails and everything. So I thought, well, I can just turn my regular table into a full gaming table. And then I started reading more about it, and that you can, you have all these cool mats, and that you can take it apart, and it's modular, and you make it bigger, and you have the rail accessory so that you can split it in two and have two smaller tables. So I talked to my wife about it and said, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that in my game room. And I think
awesome.
That's just how we got to talking, right? And yeah. Been using
and so when did you actually receive your topper?
God, I'm so bad at dates. Remembering when it was. I also made the the video of it not long after I got it. So
I've just closed it down.
no,
that's
I'll
right.
I'll look it up. I've got it in front of me. I'm in search.
I remember now. That's when you made the video, and you said, "Is it okay if I make a video?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely."
Yeah.
And
so yeah,
and then,
that was in wait, was that in 2021?
Yeah, it
That's
looks like.
more than a year ago. Yeah, probably. Yeah, in March, I think March 21. Then I got it. It seems longer ago.
no, it's been longer than that.
Yeah,
because
Tell me
you did the under table, the calyx that you did after the fact. I thought it was in like 2020 or 2019.
oh right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is the video of the calyx. That's the one that I did last year. That's odd.
So what did you think about the quality of the topper once you actually got it from what you had seen online and what you had researched?
Well, it's everything that I hoped it would be. Really, the aluminum rails are really good, and it's very sturdy. It's nice and straight. And the mats are fantastic. I love the mats. They're nice and thick and weighty. You know, when you roll them up, you feel like you have this heavy carpet in your arms, right?
Yeah.
They just roll out nicely and nice flat gaming surface. And of course, the designs are great. I love all of the designs. Really, they look awesome. I'm looking
It
at
makes
right
it hard
there.
to choose.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and well, it just works, you know, with the cup holders and all the component trays that you just click in the rails and they just sit there and they don't move, and you have to move it up and then you can slide it or just take it out. And once you click it back, it's there and it doesn't move. And I love that. And you've got like cup holders for all kinds of cups and glasses and whatnot, mugs even. So yeah, it's pretty good. I'm really happy with it. Yeah.
So how many mats do you have?
I think I have 7. I've got the green terrain one for the XL size, and I've got the blue one, you know, the blue plain blue one with the little motif in it. And I've got the smaller. Oh yeah, I got the big one for the kind of the Tolkien map, kind of
the
sort
adventure
of
adventure.
Yeah, I love that one. Very thematic. And then I have some for the regular Holmes size. I've got the Viking. I've got the Scythe inspired by Scythe, the resources kind of mat. Yeah, that's the Viking mat. That's gorgeous. I got the dungeon mat.
That one.
Yeah, these two as well. Yep. And the space mat. I have that one as well. Here's the map, the adventure. That's
Who
great.
doesn't have the space mat? Yeah.
I do have the space mat. Yeah.
No, who doesn't?
Who doesn't? Okay, yeah, everyone. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, we unlocked the space mat now in the XL size.
Nice.
So do you just have 2 XL mats, the green and the adventure?
Yes, exactly.
Because now there's 8 of those mats that are unlocked in the XL. You can get the pirate, the Viking, the steel gray, the crimson red, the adventure, the green, and the space, and the wood grain.
Yeah, yeah. I think I have the wood grain and the probably red one coming in from the 3.0 Kickstarter. So
well, you kind of mentioned about the weight of them. You know, there's the thickness is not always the key descriptor of game mats. You know, there are mats that are 1 millimeter, 1.5, 2 millimeter. They tend to be the really simple, smaller play mats that tend to have memory if they get creased or something like that. But then you start talking about the actual density of the mats, and we use a much heavier, dense mat that's a non-stid backing. It's actually 3.6 millimeters. We say 3 millimeters, but the reason we spend extra on this particular neoprene and then the polyester gets adhered to it is because we are able to control the heat sublimation process much better, so that we have less shrinkage. But then likewise, you tend to not have as many creases. The memory, they'll lay out flat, even if you have creased them. And, they still can crease if they're handled improperly. If you fold them and leave a bunch of books on it or something, it's going to cause you troubles. But these are better than anything I've ever seen before.
Yeah, they're really good.
I see Rick is in the castle. Good to see you, Rick. How are you doing? Rick's a good friend of ours from North Dakota. He doesn't live all that far away from us, so he's been a Game Topper backer for several years too.
That's a long way
well,
away.
I think it doesn't look like we have a lot of questions. We're continuing to move through a lot of the stretch goals. We just unlocked the $175,000 stretch goal. I'm not sure what that is in euros, probably about 160 or something.
I'll show you in a minute.
Yeah, almost 170,000 euros. Yeah, it's very close.
Well, what was really neat about this stretch goal, we're talking about mats, and this stretch goal at 175 was just unlocked. You get 4 mats of your choice. There's different prices depending on which 4 you select, and 4 of the premium storage bags that have the little window and all of that, and the JJ Burkton mat rack. This is a 4-hole mat rack that's amazing. You get essentially in this package deal, it's a crazy reduction. Excuse me. We did this specifically so that our existing backers on this miniature campaign can get a really good deal on something that they might want to add to their system. And you're basically getting that mat rack for free. It's like $170 worth of savings. And so if you're in the market for more game mats, that's a great opportunity. And then at 190,000, we had a lot of people like Raymond that have our XL toppers where they've got the leaf for the Watson, the Holmes, or the Mycroft, and they want that extra 2 feet. Well, you need the bigger mat. Well, a lot of our backers said, well, you've got a double mat bundle where I can buy 2 mats, and that's a really good deal, but I want more XL mats. And we said, yeah. And so at 190,000, we're going to unlock the double mat bundles for the XL mats.
Nice.
And there they are all. We were just talking about those. And then get this, at 200 grand, and we're going to hit it, folks, 200,000 on any of the packages, the Adler, the Scotland Yard that has the Watson, or the Baker Street that has the Holmes, or the Reichenbach Falls package as the Mycroft, you are going to get a free premium 3mm mat of your choice. That's like $150 value or up to.
Nice.
Crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, excuse me, a lot of other stretch goals there that people have been requesting with our accessory banks, the goblet holders, the dice tower accessories. So if you're not a package backer where you're getting a lot of different things, but you're just an existing backer, or you want some of these extras, we're making it very accessible, because on our next Kickstarter, sadly, unless things really go back to pre-normal 2 years ago levels, costs are really going to go up. And I hate to have to make those movements, but we're going to have to. So this campaign, we've offered a lot of specials that really you'll see a lot of savings compared to what's going to happen after the campaign. And the late pledge manager is going to run for about a month. So you're going to be able to late pledge after the fact. Once we're at the UK Games Fair, we're going to talk about conventions in our Babble topic. But you'll be able to late pledge and add to your orders there. And as soon as those dining covers come in July, man, we're going to start closing that baby down. we're going to pack everything up and everything's going out. And in the United States, in Canada, August will be the delivery. So it's a very quick turnaround, and we're super excited about all that. So stay tuned to those stretch goals and share them with your friends and family, and let people know about the campaign so we can unlock a lot of those.
Oh.
Yep.
Congratulations! That techno wizard behind the curtain there. Don't look at the man behind the curtain. I think with that, though, that's probably enough. I know we're broadcasting this through our SteamYard app that is being linked on the Kickstarter campaign. That's a little unique. Facebook used to do a Facebook Live, and so this gave us an opportunity to interact with backers. I see Willie Loomis is here, and he said, I just got my leg kit yesterday. Looks much better than it did sitting on my table. Looking forward to getting my dining cover in a few months. So yes, thank you so much, Willie, and we're super excited to get those out. I think people are going to like those a lot as well.
Yep.
And so I think we can move on. We've got a fun game show that we hope everybody will enjoy. And we may, in between the 3 different segments of this show, we might answer questions. So feel free to ask your questions. But we're going to go into what game is behind the door.
Oh.
Someone in Babylon has been a very naughty person and been thrown into the dungeons of Babylon.
But Burky and Badger are nice people, and they're going to give them 3 questions to try and worm their way out of their prison sentence in What Game is Behind the Door?
Good old Monty Hall. We have a quick question here from Top Decor Tutor. It says, are the accessory packages only packages with multiple accessories, or will those be sold as add-on as the a la carte? The stretch goals typically are bundled packages, like a set of 4 goblet holders. We have special Kickstarter prices on the individual items, but we also have special Kickstarter prices on bundles of items. And all of the prices are discounted, but the bundles are even discounted further. And that is an a la carte pledge that you just add. You can put in a dollar amount to help unlock stretch goals if you'd like, but then in the pledge manager, you can order them individually or as packages, whatever is best for you. So with that, Barry, why don't you go ahead and explain our game show with our special guest, Raymond Haaken.
Okay, Raymond is not in our dungeon because he's our very special guest. Unlike all these other people that we have on our show, we're treating him with a bit of grandeur, as we say in England. So in our game show, we'll have 3 questions to try and find out a bit more about Raymond and his likes in gaming. And the first question that we're going to ask and trying to find out with you guessing with us is what is the latest game that Raymond has purchased? And we do this in a kind of 20 questions kind of fashion where Burky and I will both ask a question each. But to speed up this process, Raymond will then show us a component, and then we will have a guess, and then we'll do this again 5 times and see if we can figure out what this game is before hopefully before someone comments in the comment sections and tells us what the answer is.
Don't look at the comments. Don't look at the comments.
There we go. I've turned off comments. I can't see nothing.
Yeah. So
Burky's busy doing business things, it looks like, so I'll ask his question for him.
Hey, Kabuki Kid is here.
You're looking at the comments. Cut it.
Looking at the comments.
Oh, I'm not supposed to be looking at that. Well, I've got a remote monitor, so I will just not look at it.
Okay.
I'm looking.
That's it.
For
You've just texted
so.
Kabuki and said, Kabuki, it's the quiz show. Can you help me now? That's what it is. You devious little
I
monkey.
win.
Yep.
Okay.
All righty then.
So question number 1 from Burky is this
right.
game Ticket to Ride size box?
That is what I was going to ask.
Oh, well, I believe it is more or less exactly a Ticket to Ride sized box.
Oh, it is it? I'm quite surprised you had to
Exactly, a
think
Ticket to
about that because, I don't have to think about the size of a ticket to ride. I could measure it out in my sleep. It's like, that's it.
Yeah.
Ticket to Ride. Yeah, I've got a Ticket to
Now
Ride.
that's
box.
kind of interesting.
Okay, so my game, Ticket to Ride.
Does that narrow it down?
Is this Ticket to Ride? No. Is this a Euro style game?
I would say no.
Okay. And so now it's. Oh, I need to go. Oh,
He said,
I
no,
need to
well,
see
I'm
more.
just because he said exactly Ticket to Size Ride box.
Size
I'm going
Ride.
to say,
Size Ride.
I'm going to say, yeah,
That's
say
exactly
that
what I
fast 3
said.
times. It's easy for you to say. I'm going to say that you bought Ticket to Ride. You bought the new expansion or something.
Nope. I did get the pink trains a little while ago, but no,
Yeah.
that wasn't it.
Me too.
Nope.
I already
So-
had Ticket to Ride.
Component moment number 1.
This is a bit of a teasing one because you're
Yeah,
not going to
that's-
learn a whole lot from this, I think.
Yeah,
But
that's the idea.
here it is.
A blue
Okay.
stand.
And so it's a little plastic standee for little cardboard standees, it looks like, or
Yep.
acrylic.
Exactly.
Right. I'm
Okay,
gonna have a guess.
Oh,
This
I
is
guess I
the
should've
thing, the
waited to
board
guess.
game.
It is not the thing of the board game.
Because I just recently received mine and it's got those kind of standees in it.
What did you say, Barry?
I said, Burky, you've got a wonderful beard.
Thank you very much. Okay, so question number 2 then. I already guessed. So question number 2, is this from a European publisher?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Okay, my question number 2 is this game published in the past 2 years?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And now we go to component moment number 2.
Oh, component number 2.
It's a red stand for a cardboard.
Could do that, but it's this. Is a
Can you-
token.
A bit
Okay,
closer.
there's a little
I hope it
cardboard
will
chip.
focus. Yeah, there we
Now
go.
go ahead and explain that, Barry.
That looks like a bulkhead or something from a submarine, or
But that's
and when it's
giving
flipped over. Oh, it looks like a spaceship door.
Yeah,
you
it looks like
confirm
a
that?
hatch. Wow.
No, you're
a
not going to confirm that,
standee,
Raymond.
A spaceship.
I'm gonna let you guess because I don't want to make it too easy. I still
Okay,
have several components here.
but are we on the right track? It's
I
either
would
a
say you're
spaceship
on-
or a submarine door.
You're thinking in the right direction. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, it's a door. So
Yeah.
a hatch.
Yeah. There's nothing worse
On the
than
back
saying
side
looks
of it,
like-
it looked like it had a picture of a sun or a star. Is that correctly?
I think it's just the back of the door. It's just
Yeah.
looking at it from a different angle.
Yeah.
The lights coming
no-
through the little window or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. I was gonna say picture perfect, but I don't think so.
Okay. I was going to say the new Nemesis game, but they use minis, not standees. So I am going to pass.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not
Wow.
nice.
Third. Is this a war game?
Nope.
No.
Is this I could say, is this a sci-fi game? But then you'd probably show your next component, which would clarify that it's sci-fi. So I am going to say...
Well, actually, we should be seeing the third component then, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to wait until after the third component. And I'm going to say, is this game a semi-co-op?
Yes.
Yay!
It's a semi-co.
Yeah.
hate that word.
Technically not. If I have to be very strict, it is not. But I believe it can be.
It can be, because it is a co-op, but it can be semi-co-op. Uh,
Actually,
something to those lines. That's it. Let's bring the box in a little higher,
yeah.
a little
Let me
higher.
just look that up. Hmm.
Component number 3.
Yes, okay, let's just go to component number 3. I'll let you guess.
Give us one that lets us know what it is.
This is component number 3.
Number 3.
It definitely looks very sci-fi. Looks like a
Yeah, it kind of looks like almost like it could be an engine or a pod,
yeah,
but
with a
maybe
solar
it's like
panel.
a transporter beam pad.
Okay, so it's a sci-fi game without minis, with standees. It kind of reminiscent of the game Portal. I can't
I'm having
think.
a lot of fun with this. It's not Portal.
It's not the board
Not
game of
Portal.
Portal where you eat cake.
The cake is a lie.
Gosh, I don't know for sure what that is. I'm gonna have to pass. Oh, how do I help Barry figure it out? Because I don't know. I don't think here.
I mean, when was the last time you looked at a board game?
Are there a lot? Is this a worker placement game?
No, it is not. Well, no, not in the traditional sense. No.
Okay.
Totally off kilter. Was this a game purchased from a shop, not a Kickstarter?
Yes. It's a
Okay.
retail game.
From a retail store. Okay,
I'm trying to
interesting.
think. Yeah. So component number 4.
All right. Component number 4. Let's see.
A
See that?
gun. It's a little tile with a kind of like a gun on it. An incinerator, it's called. And it's numbered number 2.
Yeah.
So it's very
Incinerator.
I think I know what it is.
I haven't gotten to the good parts yet.
I know. I think I know what it is because when I was scrolling through your videos, I saw near the top very recently you did a video on this.
I did indeed. I didn't think of that.
It
But
is Alien.
It is indeed the full title.
Let me give me 10 minutes to pull up Board Game Geek, which should automatically be loaded up. It's Alien, something on the Nostromo.
There's the fifth component.
The 5th component, which would have given the bag away, is a miniature.
That would have given it.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this the Gale Force 9 company?
It
Alien?
is the Ravensburger game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Ravensburger.
Yes.
Yeah, they
there
published
it
Fate
is.
of the Nostromo.
Fate of the Nostromo. Yes, indeed.
Okay, so
Fate
what made you
of the
purchase this?
Nostrum.
Well, first of all, it's Alien, and I'm a huge fan. I also have the that is the Gale Force 9, the one that I also have, the Another Glorious Day in the Core.
Yep.
So I have that too with the expansions and everything. I also have Nemesis, the first Kickstarter, and I have the card legendary Alien card game.
Yep. The deck
I'm
builder.
just a huge Alien fan. I love the franchise. I love the movies. I have cartoons, comic books.
Yeah.
The omnibuses of all the comics. I have many of those. And I watched some other reviews on it. And overall, the reviews for that game were very good.
Mm.
And I love thematic games. And I love cooperative games. So I just looked it up. And there happened to be like a discount on it on one of the website where I bought it, and I just thought, yep, getting it. I need that. So yeah, I'm glad I did. I mean, it's Ravensburger, obviously, who make the more like family kind of games. He's Ellen Ripley, and this, while the components do resemble more of a regular retail family friendly game and not a big complex Kickstarter with lots of high detail miniatures like Nemesis, for example,
Yeah.
it is surprisingly well made. I really, they're bendy. The miniatures are, it's a different kind of plastic, but
Oh,
it's
wow.
really detailed. It's really good, and I was kind of surprised by the amount of detail and the size of these minis actually, and the cardboard components are really good too. So this is not a a cheaply made retail game like you used to have back in the day, with Monopoly components, Monopoly money, stuff like that. This is really well made. I was pleasantly surprised by it. So yeah. Another one to add to the collection.
Oh, you've tempted me. I mean, Ravensburger did pretty well with the Jaws one as well. That's kind of tempted me as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, did they also do the Minecraft one? That was also Ravensburger, right? Yeah.
I do not know. But yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm a big Alien fan, although I kind of pull back the reins on some stuff. But
well, it's it wasn't expensive.
Yeah.
I think I paid about 30 euros plus shipping. I mean, that's compared to current prices of board games, that's very cheap. And as I said, for the price, I was very surprised with the quality of the components. Very good. And I've heard nothing but good about it. And it's cooperative and it's Alien. I just love that.
Okay.
I just love that. Can't wait to get it to the table.
That's added to my list now.
Yes.
I haven't had a game on my list for so long. It's incredible. But that, I must get that out. So 1-0 to us.
All right. Way to go, Barry. Good job. All right.
Okay.
The second part
The
of
second
show.
question is, which is the game that Raymond is most excited about getting? And in this one, he's going to draw us a picture, or he has already drawn a picture, and we're going to try and guess from that image.
Yes,
what
I'm going to see if I can switch to my other cam. Let me try.
Okay.
There you go. Whoa. That's a bit dark, isn't it? Oh, yeah.
That's perfect.
That's a bit far away, though. I don't know if I can't really zoom in, I guess.
Don't worry.
But there is the table next to where I sit. So I've got some dry erase markers from Doodle Dash. Here's the game, which is also a fantastic game, really fun. I also recently reviewed that, by the way. So if you want to check that out, Barry,
I will do.
All right.
Look at this. He's given us a video of him drawing it. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is the best ever. This is the best ever.
You can do live guessing with me right now, and everybody can help. That's a lot of fun. It's the Pictionary kind of stuff. So this was a difficult one because I have a lot of games that I'm looking forward to getting, and most of those are Kickstarters. So I'll give you that little tip. But one of them that I've been looking forward a lot and that I've seen a lot at conventions is something I'm going to attempt to draw.
Watch out, he's left-handed. Means he's intelligent.
I'm left-handed. Yes, indeed. Let's see if I can.
We're going to lose.
Let's see.
Okay, that looks like a fly.
Okay.
But it's not.
No. I'm not a terribly good drawer. I hope it's big enough so that you can actually see it.
Just about, yeah.
All right.
Does it look like a flower?
Oh,
it's a person. That was the hair, and there's their head. They're smiling. It's going to be a stick person.
Yeah,
with a round head. Okay, and they are probably feminine because they look like they have a skirt on or a dress. And they got wings, so it's a fairy.
Oh, it's a little fairy flying around.
Indeed. So we got one.
Okay.
So it's fantastical.
Are you going to start guessing from one and then I'll draw another?
Okay. Fairy cakes, fairy tale, fairy.
Well, would it be like it could be there's a couple thoughts here. It could be Too Many Bones.
No.
Could be Everdale.
No. Barry, want to go ahead and take a guess.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Keep going.
Keep going.
All right, I'll keep going.
How many guesses do we get?
I've got 4 tiles. So after the 4th image, you have to guess it.
Can't we just keep guessing till we get it, Barry?
It's your game. It's your rules.
Yeah, I'm looking for the fast forward button so he draws quicker, but I can't find it. Okay, it looks like a mushroom.
Let's see.
No, it's not a mushroom. It is a mushroom. No, it's not a mushroom. It's a face, a hat.
It's
it
a
looks
pirate.
like a pirate.
Arr. Looks like a pirate. You know why pirate jokes are funny, don't you?
Because you drink lots of rum beforehand and everything's funny.
Just because they are.
They are.
Okay. So it's a pirate and a fairy. Is this a new version of Smash Up?
No.
Okay, that's a very good drawing still.
Okay, it actually looks like an admiral.
Yeah.
He's got little on his jacket. He's got the little lapels that make him look like an admiral.
Yeah, but
he's got a beard though.
crossbone.
Does he have skull and crossbones in there?
Yeah, on his hat.
Okay, so he's a pirate. Pirate and fairies. So
Fairies versus pirates. Pirates versus fairies.
Is that a game? I need to get it. No.
Fairies versus pirates versus aliens. No. Predators versus fairies versus pirates
fairies
versus aliens.
pirates.
Nope.
Does he have a hook on his hand?
He might.
He's got a captain. I mean, it could be something that's like Neverland or Peter Pan.
And the next question, next picture.
Yeah, okay, what? Let me see. Next picture.
Is there a Peter Pan game coming out?
I haven't seen it.
Peter Pan. On
Okay,
BGG,
looks like
the most one. Oh, yes, there is a.
You're cheating. You're
Okay, I'm going to say, is it Peter Pan?
No, it's not. It's not Peter Pan.
Which is coming out this year from Matigo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to have a look? Quick look.
Okay, this looks kind of like a cloud. Oh. Peter Pan.
It's an island.
Peter.
It's an island.
Indeed.
Peter, do you eat the government cheese? Peter, were you constipated too?
Okay, so it's treasure map with sharks and
okay,
crosses.
it's a pirate map.
Yeah, it's a pirate map.
It's a pirate map with X marks the spot.
So the game is leading more towards pirates.
Pirates are. But there's a fairy with wings on. So what's up with that? A pirate. Is it Dead Reckoning?
No,
There's
it is
no
not.
fairies in that game. Well, he just threw that in there and it has no relevance.
It does. It has lots of relevance.
Wow. So they're out finding a pirate, Matt, and he's excited about getting this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no aliens.
What the
Okay.
heck?
I am stumped.
I'll draw one last, if I can. Oh, this is going to be hard.
And you're sure there isn't a pirate, there isn't a Peter Pan, yeah.
Yeah, pirates and fairies. You think Peter Pan straight away. I can't think of any other. Ooh, right. But he's drawing another person. It looks like Robin Hood.
It's not Wonderland War or no.
It's Super Robin Hood. It looks like they're flying.
Okay, so there he is. We know that this is Peter Pan-ish, but we just don't know the name of the game.
All right.
He's flying through the wind. Look at that nice little drawing. Ooh, look at me fly.
It's the
Where's
Adventures of
Tinkerbell?
Super Peter
Is
Pan.
it called Tinkerbell?
It is not. Here's the bell. There. There's your Tinkerbell. So,
Wow.
you have not guessed it. Do you give up?
Yep.
Well, Neverland.
That is very
Winter-
close, yeah, indeed, but it's not the full title.
Okay, well, I don't know what it is, but we're talking about Peter Pan and Neverland and
Yes.
Neverland's War, Neverland's Journey.
It's from a Dutch publisher and
Ooh.
a Belgian designer.
Ooh.
It is called Adventures in Neverland
Oh boy.
Okay.
by designer Vicky Swets. She's from Belgium, not that far. And I've met her several times at conventions, and she had, since the prototype, actually, it is Adventures Now. Somebody in the chat,
Okay.
of course,
Kabuki Kid got it.
Yeah. And Black Box Adventures are a Dutch publisher, and they picked up her design and they worked on it together to perfect it. It's mostly Vicky, and they did all the layout stuff and such, and they had a very good illustrator working on it. I forgot the name. It's the tip of my tongue, but I'll look it up. Frederik van de Bunt, I believe, from the top of my head. Adventures in Neverland. And they've had a very successful, yeah, there it is, Frederik van de Bunt, indeed. And they had a very successful Kickstarter. And that was her first published game, right? This was her first design. And I remember years ago when I was doing just regular game nights with friends, and we were coming together, and she visited some of those gaming nights, and she just brought her prototype. And she hadn't been in talks with anyone yet about publishing it. She just brought the prototype, and we play tested it, and it was very early stages and it looked completely different than it does now. It had a hexagonal map back then. Now it just has a map with areas, basically. So not so much a hexagonal kind of, you have this many steps to move kind of thing. And we played that, and then we played it several times after that when she, put more detail into the rules and into the game. And we really enjoyed it. And together with Black Box Adventures, they really fleshed it out into a big storytelling game, because that's what she wants. She wanted a competitive game, but also a storytelling game. So you're all following a different path. You're all different characters out of the Peter Pan book. And you're basically following a story. And you have a large deck of cards per character. And the choices you make in the game decide which card you take. They you get different cards every time, so you get through that story. It's a branching story, basically, for each character. So you can play it with the same character many times over and have a different outcome, or, of course, play different characters every time you play. And it takes place in Neverland, so you have this big map of Neverland, which looks amazing. And,
Wow.
just really, really excited about that.
Sounds really cool.
Yep. So that was Adventures in Neverland, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Kabuki Kid is excited about this game. It looks
Nana the
like.
dog
Most
is-
important question is Nana the game?
Not as a character, as far as I know, but I don't know. She might be in one of the cards, one of the adventures that happen that you have to find Nana or something. I don't know. It's based on the book, though. I don't know. I've seen the cartoon. I haven't read the book myself. So I've seen the
That's
Disney.
pretty cool.
So it's based on the book. So yeah.
Well, it looks like we got spam in the thing already.
Oh,
Delete.
well,
All righty.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna move on to our third.
Question is now, what is Raymond's current favorite game? The one he keeps playing,
so
even when he's not sat at the table. But when he's sat at the table, he's playing it.
There are so many. That was the toughest question of them all.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
This is the toughest part of it all, because
Yeah.
you're gonna give us 5 one-worded clues, and we
Yeah.
gotta guess
Yeah.
from there.
all right.
Oh.
I'll just start with the first clue then, right?
Yep.
All right.
Alien.
The word is Wood.
As in, possibly I'm going to do that, or
I'm not gonna give you. This was hard to find clues that were very not giving it away, right?
Yeah.
So very vague. So I'm just gonna say the word, and you can ask questions.
okay. Wood. Possibly Catan.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Wood.
Wood. Well, it could be anything, right?
Yeah, and you need to keep it vague, or you'd guess it at the first clue.
I'll just pass for now.
Yeah, me pass as well. Wood.
All right. Second word, ditch.
Sorry, fish.
Ditch.
Ditch.
Yes, ditch.
Ditch?
DITCH.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
digging a ditch.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was going to say the other word, but
So this is his favorite, a ditch. Wow. He's being tricksy right now. Wood and a ditch. Well, he could maybe need to be building bridges.
yeah, I've got to stop looking at the chat.
Okay.
No, no.
Don't look at the chat.
No, not looking at the chat. Go on, carry on. Third word.
Third word, discs.
Discs.
Say again.
Discs.
As in
Discs.
on discs.
Round things. Yeah.
Discs, ditch, and
wood.
wood. Ultimatum.
It's not wolf tomato, no.
It's not ultimatum, huh?
No,
Oh my goodness.
I cannot think of anything.
Discs. Well, Disc Wars.
No.
Okay.
You got a guess, Barry?
No.
Okay.
Oh man.
All right. Fourth word is round.
But isn't it disc
now
round
he's getting
anyway?
semantical.
Round
discs, round
No.
wood,
I did not say
Round
that. I
pitch.
just said round.
as in a round.
round.
Round the
Okay,
table.
round.
A tour.
So maybe a round of games with wood. It's
Maybe.
probably resource management here. Discs. Good.
Adventures
grief.
of Robin Hood.
No.
Discs. Well,
The
all
last
games
word's
have
probably
discs.
gonna give it away. Probably, but
And the last word. Stop
All
looking
right.
at the chat,
the
Burky.
last- okay, Burky, you're gonna guess it now. All right.
Okay.
Last word is dexterity.
Okay, I was kind of wondering if we weren't going this direction.
So,
Ditch.
I think Barry knows it.
yeah.
I'm gonna
I'll let you
say
guess first.
pitch car.
No, but close.
Crokinole.
Yes,
Crokinole. Okay.
because it's wood.
I thought
And
that
this-
for a second, but then
It has a ditch, and it's round. It's big and
Incredible.
round.
that's a good clues. Yeah, that was good.
I couldn't tell you like flicking because you'd guess it too easily.
Yeah.
So you just
Wow.
like playing Crokinole, huh?
Oh yes, absolutely. I've made a Crokinole board from the Kickstarter. It was very hard to get here. Back at the time when that Kickstarter was up, I think it was already their second or their third Kickstarter, and I couldn't find Crokinole boards around here anywhere. And so I got one from the Kickstarter. I'm very happy with it, and I've played it a lot. I've brought it to work, to the office, and I played it with my colleagues. I got them all hooked. And then we bought another board for the office, and by
Wow.
then some time had passed, and I could actually find one locally. So we got one there, and now that we have a permanent crokinole board at the office.
Wow. So do you have the storage bag for travel too?
No, I do not. No.
Yeah, I have that same one from Mayday
Okay.
Games too, and we really like it.
Yeah.
I like the way that the Kabuki was going. She was thinking Agricola, and then I was kind of thinking the same thing.
Almost.
So I was thinking wood. Yeah, there's wood in ditches. I presume you could be ditches where you build your houses, and then discs. And I was thinking, yeah, my original version had discs, and then round. And I was like, no, it's not Agricola.
No.
But yeah, very good.
And actually, just playing this game, I kind of thought, I have another favorite game, the guessing things, and that's right there. It's Concept on my shelf, the white box right there.
Yeah.
I love that Concept. I bring that to all game nights. So much fun. I just love guessing games. And here, the Doodle Dash, with these components, this game, also recommend. So much fun.
Yeah.
Doodle Dash.
You should sit where we're sitting while we're doing this. It's so much fun as well. We love trying to guess what other people's games are.
Yeah. So
that
2
was
to
awesome.
1 for me. Right?
Yeah. No, it's 2 to.
Well,
you guessed it. No, you're right. It's for you. Oh, yeah, you did guess Crokinole. Yeah,
I did.
Barry took him down single-handedly, 2 to 1.
Yeah, true.
I think we're very similar, Raymond. I think we got similar tastes. I have a feeling.
Yeah, I just love thematic games and cooperative games. I love party games and dexterity games and stuff. I do enjoy the occasional Euro game as long as it's not too heavy or too long.
Yeah.
So Agricola is not for me. But I mean, I have I think 2 worker placement games in my entire collection, and one of them is not Lords of Waterdeep. One of them is, in fact.
We're not alike at all. We're not alike at all, actually. You don't like Agricola, and you don't have many worker placements.
No.
Darn. What worker placement games do you have?
Sorry?
What worker placement games do you have?
Yeah, it's called Chimera Station. It was originally published by Tasty Minstrel Games in the States, and in Europe by Game Brewer, who did the international versions. And I demoed that at Spiel as well when they were sharing a booth that year. And I was at first I thought, well, I'm just gonna they've assigned me this game to demo, and it's a worker placement, so I didn't know if I was gonna like it, but I loved it. It was so much fun. It has the little aliens that you can clip together with different body parts, and that makes them adapt to certain circumstances. You can do different things with them. And that was just a lot of fun. And it's a relatively simple worker placement. It's not difficult to teach at all. So, and it doesn't take too long. I mean, you could play for an hour, I guess, when you're playing with 4 people. But it's a very accessible worker placement, I think. And that makes it easy to bring to the table as well for people, who don't game that much. So, and that's great. That's the kind of level that I would play Euro games at,
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Well, I think we're going to move on to our Babble topic. But before we do, we have our other sponsor of the Burky and Bad Board Game Babble Show, Arcane Wonders.
What can you tell us about Arcane Wonders?
Foundations of Rome. Beware the Ides of March. Emerson Matsuuchi. Brilliant. You're seeing a video on the screen if you're listening to this show after the fact, so pretty hard to see what's going on, but a pretty cool video. I just received my copies of Foundations of Rome, and Sir Barry of Doublet has even made a full video of how to play Foundations of Rome.
Kind of
super. I am head over heels about this game. I've got a couple comments about it that I'm still processing. But there was one of the modules that has some take that cards in there that I'm not so sure about. But with outside of that, the simplicity of being able to teach this game is just amazing to me. The component quality is it's so impressive. I cannot tell you how awesome this game is. I know it's going to sell out very quickly. They don't have a lot of extra copies because of the size of this game. This thing was like 20 pounds. Amazing. The simplicity and of teaching this game, and yet the complexity of decisions as the game ramps up and evolves. I love that you go into the second era. All of a sudden, the choices are more dynamic, and what do I do? And now with the Monuments expansion, those things are awesome. I mean, I just want to sit and look at these monuments. They're so awesome. But the rule book was put together really nicely, and it's very large footprint and gives you all this background information about all these monuments that feels very thematic. Of course, we developed the Foundations of Rome mat, which is our Roman theme mat, and we have that in several different sizes that people can enjoy. The Game Topper Rome themed mat. It's really quite a production. I would highly recommend checking out Foundations of Rome from Arcane Wonders.
Cool.
Barry?
You want me to say something about it?
You can say something, sure.
Okay, yeah. Big box, but big on fun. I don't really make videos much anymore, but I did this one due to the fact that I played it consecutively, and that's something which is very rare for board gamers to play a board game consecutively. And when I say consecutively, it's about an hour long game, and I played it with different people. And it is very simple to teach, and it's very beautiful to look at. There's something about the tactility of the game which is interesting. There's so many little intricate little things which aid the game and make it more easy to play and calculate scores. Because normally, like in a game like Scrabble, you got to look at the board and go, okay, you got that word there, and that spelled that word wrong. But on this, you could do that, but everything's on your player board, which is fantastic. You know, you take out a piece and then the information, everything that you need about it is underneath. So you can remember how much income you're going to get, or how many points you're going to get, or how it scores. It's just a joy to play. It's a hog of a space. Got a whole shelf just for one.
Oh, yeah.
game.
It takes a whole Calyx component shelf. Rick Ortloff mentioned that. It takes a whole square to fit that baby in there. In fact, they were super diligent to make sure that it would fit that footprint.
And it does a wonderful job of everything stowing away. Everything has been calculated to the millimeter. It's wonderfully designed. I've only played the base game. I haven't played any of the little expansions because the base game is good, solid game as it stands. So
I agree. I really like the monuments, but they've got a solo, the Garden of Ceres or Circes. That's a solo version that Mike DeLazio spoke really highly about from the Dice Tower. I'm still a little bit not sure about the objectives. There's a way that everybody has a hidden objective, and then there's a way that you can have 3 objectives that are out public for everybody to try to obtain. There's a couple different modules for trading and stealing, and we haven't played that trading and stealing module yet. So I'm kind of interested to try that. And I'm not really big on take that games unless it's something that we're all doing regularly and it doesn't change all your planning.
Yeah.
But when you've planned something for a whole game and then there's one card that somebody just randomly gets and it says, okay, you can change their objective, for instance.
But the game is basically that. When the card comes out that you want, and it's right next to you've got a block of 3 spaces, and that card comes up in the most expensive place, and the player before you buys it for 10 pieces, just so you can't get a square, so you can't put one of the square buildings in it.
Yep.
It's the same kind of take that.
That's true. Kind of like Ticket to Ride in a sense,
Yeah.
because if someone takes your track before you're able to take it. But the mechanics are so simple. I mean, you either buy a property, plot of land, or you place a building, or you collect money. And so it's just so simple. But the choices and those combos of points as the game ramps up, to me, is the most exciting thing. But my daughter Maddie has played this. We played an early prototype that Arcane Wonders had sent me, and it was actually pretty amazing. But then we played it again when we were filming for our most recent Kickstarter, and she goes, "Dad, I think this game is in running for my top game of all time." So that's saying something, because Maddie's a gamer. She loves playing all kinds of games, and she likes a lot of the heavier games that we play. She loves Orleans. She loves Concordia, Dune Imperium. You know, she loves a lot of these type of games, and Rococo is one of her favorites. But she really digs Foundations of Rome.
Yeah, and if you're playing it and you think it's too easy at the beginning, wait until the third era. I mean, the game rolls really fast. The first era, it's like, oh, I'll buy that card. Oh, I have that land. Oh, I'll build that building. And then before you know it, the third round, it's like, okay, maybe I buy that card. Maybe I'll build that. And then the game does come to like a real kind of, you do have to think. When at the beginning, you're like, oh, I'm just going to buy that. I've got no money for it. And that card, that location's right next to my spaces. Yeah, I'll buy that. And the game is really, really fast. Third round, boom. Oh,
nice.
Exactly.
Very impressive with all the 3D. I'm looking at the pictures, the 3D buildings, and that just looks amazing. Some people even painted some of them already.
Yeah.
Looks fantastic. Very impressive with the plastic trays that just slide into the box.
Everything just fits like a glove.
Every player has their own tray. You just stick that out of the box and you're ready. That's fantastic. I love that. I love a good insert.
Yeah. Well, we're going to move into our Babble topic, where we're going to talk about conventions.
Hey.
And now it's time for the Babble, 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 Burky and Badger's Board Game Babble.
Well, you see that picture there. You should never give a couple of monkeys a keyboard and a podcast, right, Barry?
Very true.
Well, we're going to be babbling about conventions because it's convention season, and you know, everybody's been through a lot the last couple of years, and there's still a lot of concerns about conventions. But it's kind of interesting. We're starting to see a lot of different conventions opening up. In the United States, we have the Gamma Origins Game Fair in Columbus, Ohio. Geekway of the West just happened. We also have Dice Tower East in Florida coming up in July. And then, of course, Gen Con is happening in August. BGG Con is a large convention down in Dallas, Texas in November. And then PAX Unplugged in December. So those are some of the key shows that are happening in the United States. And then, of course, there's other regional shows that are happening as well. What kind of shows are we looking at overseas?
Over here, well, we've got Spiel, of course, coming up. And there's Spiel Doch, which used to be in Duisburg, but they had to relocate this year. But normally they'll probably be back at Duisburg again year after. But that's also a relatively new and growing convention. It's pretty cool. In the summer, there's the Brussels Games Festival, which is awesome. It's outdoor in a nice park in the center of Brussels. Fantastic. And well, Badger, I guess you have a list.
How
does that work with an outdoor show with game components and weather and stuff like that?
It's hit or miss.
Yeah. It's usually the weather is usually pretty good because it's in summer. And they have tents, like rows of tents. And that was, as long as it doesn't like storm or rain very hard. It's a bit of a gamble, I think, but yeah, it's
So you have like canopies over each of the booths.
Yeah.
full white tents, like these party tents.
Yeah, like you'd have in your garden.
Yeah, exactly. The
Yeah,
white
yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
And Barry, I'm going to be actually going to the UK Games Expo that's coming up here at the end of this month. I'll be flying out May 31st, and I'll be getting back around June 9th. The show goes from the 3rd through the 6th, I believe. And
3rd to the 5th.
I'm super excited about going there. A couple of years ago, we formed a 3-year sponsorship with the UK Games Expo where we sent them 450 of our premium game mats that cover the entire board game area where all the open play area is. And it has a logo of their dragon on there that's so cool, and the grids, and then Game Toppers is also logoed on there. But it's all over. But then the pandemic hit and we weren't able to execute on our contract to be able to go and have our booth and show Game Toppers product in the UK. So I've been there one other time. Barry, you were with me and you helped at that show.
Yeah. It was hectic.
Kelly Hughes and I are both going to be flying over there. Kelly's a professor at a college here in Alexandria, Minnesota, that's helped me in a lot of my summer shows. So we're really excited to go and connect with everybody overseas. And this is the first one we've been able to do for quite a while. And there isn't any difficulty with travel into the United Kingdom from the United States. We just have to provide a negative test or a proof of recovery that you've already had COVID, for instance, to get back into the United States. But other than that, it's fairly straightforward. So now, Barry, are you planning? Are you going to go to Expo, or is that up in the air? Or
No, that's I've dropped out of that, unfortunately. I've had plenty of offers to go work there from yourself and other publishers, but unfortunately, I have a little bit of a situation at the moment, so I'm opting to take it easy. Unfortunately, I was so looking forward to buying some games in English.
Yeah, that must be hard to find in France.
It can be. It depends on the game. I mean, there are a lot of English speakers, and there is Philibert, the biggest retailer of board games in France, which do sell. They have like an English section with loads of games, but at the end of the day, my French is getting better, so I can get away with it.
Kabuki Kid has a question. Wonder how you prove recovery. Yeah, correct. You take the antibody test and then your doctor signs off on it, because within 3 months of contracting COVID, you generally are going to test positive, and so they're not reliable at that point. And CDC has changed the guidance from 3 months now to 6 months, it appears. So that's one way to help kind of avoid, if you know you've actually had COVID and you're concerned about travel delays, that's one way to kind of get it ahead of time to make sure that you don't have any difficulties with that.
I'm just looking, is the Belgium festival going on this year? Because I can't, normally it's posted here on this website that I have, which shows me all the festivals in France. And they're all in order here. And there's the UK Expo. And then there's Paris Ludique, which is another outdoor event. The biggest one that we have. Like all the French publishers are there. And if it's raining, it's raining. If it's windy,
Are you going to that, Barry?
Yeah. I'm going to stay with a friend who lives in Paris. So that should be nice and easy. Catch a train, which is an hour ride, and then hang out with him and play his games and stuff. There's Flip, which is another outdoor French event. These are all French events. And then we have Essen, it's over here. And I would definitely be at Essen. But as I said, I can't find the Belgian one, which is normally on here.
It should be the 27th through the 29th of August in Brussels.
September,
That's
August.
what the website says.
Okay. Hasn't been posted here then.
Yep.
Okay.
Which conventions are you most excited about going to, Raymond?
Well, obviously Spiel, because that's the biggest
Spiel.
one. And I went last year when they had the rules were a bit lessened. How'd you say that? Less strict.
Stringent. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they decided to do another Spiel, but it was smaller, of course, and less publishers came. And that were, of course, the strict rules where you had to wear the mask, obviously, and you had to show exactly. In the you had plenty of that available there, fortunately, and you had to be show proof of vaccination and everything. So I decided to go, and I'm glad I did, because it was just so good to see all those people again. Even though it was smaller than other years, it was still pretty big. I mean, especially compared to other conventions.
Yeah.
And I saw so many, people again. I did some interviews again. I posted some videos on my channel of the people that I interviewed, and it was just so great seeing them all again. And I had a blast. I had a great time. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing what this year brings, when it's hopefully gonna be back at the previous size, with the more international publishers coming over again. So that's very exciting.
It's going to be noisier.
Yeah, it's always noisy, but yeah.
Are you expecting larger crowds then, do you think, this year?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because people haven't been able to go for a long time, and I think it's gonna be huge.
But I don't think there'll be any of those empty spaces, corners blocked off, which they had last year. So it'll be business as usual.
Yeah, they're gonna fill the entire structure. Yeah, the whole compound full. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of others that I'm looking forward to. I mean, if I can go to the Brussels Game Festival, that's a lot of fun. I definitely want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple that I might visit in Belgium. There's a Spellen Festival in Genk, which is in October 2nd, and there's Zomerspel, summer game, which is in the Merelbeke. But I think that was already in May. That was earlier. That's already, I think.
It's already passed.
Yeah, I think it's already passed. I'd have to look it up. But that's one I visited once, I think. But that was fun too. Yeah, and there have been a couple very recently, actually, also here in the Netherlands, but I haven't been able to go, sadly. But I'm certainly looking forward to Spiel again.
Yeah. Always.
What are you most looking forward to at the shows?
We're really just going past all the booths again and just meeting all those people again, all the publishers and the designers, and just hopefully, I'll be able to bring the camera again and do more interviews like I do usually. And that's just a lot of fun. I really, at first times that I went to Spiel, I went there to buy games, to play games, to try them out, and to take pictures like I started out with. And but since I started doing interviews, it's just been growing and doing more interviews. And last time, not last year, but a couple of years before that, I went 4 days, and all I did was do interviews. I just the sign up free. Yeah, that was fantastic. I had a plan, I had a schedule, I made appointments, and it was just so much fun. I was dead tired after, but it was a lot of fun. It's just so great to meet these people, and people are very enthusiastic, of course, about their new games, but they also very much appreciate being interviewed. It gets them some extra publicity, of course, even though I'm just a small channel, but people really enjoy talking about their news games, news releases, and they're just very welcoming, and that is just very, very motivating. It's just a lot of fun.
Do you think companies overseas, the conventions, do you think that they will be demoing a lot more games now, or having more sales booth related?
Well, I don't know if it's going to be different from other years. I mean, usually at Spiel, it's mostly about the newest games, right? They have a booth where they sell all the games that they have already published, but it's mostly about playing them and showing the newest releases, and even some publishers bring their prototypes along, right? And you have the whole prototype area, which is also pretty cool. And I love the small indie publishers, or even the individuals that bring their prototypes and try to, bring the word out about a possible Kickstarter, or just looking for publishers that want to perhaps pick up their game and publish it and stuff like that. That's just, I love that. I love the smaller, the indie game developers. That's just, I think that's the most fun. You also have the bigger ones, like the Yellow Booth and Ravensburger and Come On, and those are great. And there's a lot of cool stuff to see there.
But when you're with the indie publishers, you're more in contact with the actual people behind it as well.
Exactly.
So you're talking to the designer is teaching you the game, or the publisher is explaining how they come up with these choices. Yeah. And that's the difference. You go to the Yellow Booth, you have someone like myself just come up to you and show you how the game works, and that's it. It's like,
they're employees for the company, and there's no one who has worked on the game itself.
And that's when you feel the love of the game as well. It's like when the designer is explaining the game to you, it's like, wow. And then they tell you about this detail and how that corresponds with that rule, and it's like, wow, I'm buying your game.
Exactly. And that's how you make contacts, right? Because if I may, an example is when previously I did an interview with Ankama, right? Ankama Games, also French, and they had a booth completely in style. They had built a kind of like a temple or a pyramid for Arceus, I think it was called Arceus, which is a cooperative kind of dungeon crawler. Set in ancient Egypt, but it mixes in steampunk, and it looked really cool, nice miniatures and everything. So I did an interview with one of their employees, Jeffrey Wood, and he had worked with Ankama on the game, and he did the PR and all the the publicity stuff, and he was very enthusiastic about it. But since that, I've had lots of contact with him, even before that, with Crossmaster Blast, I believe, with the previous game. And now he's working solo. He left Ankama, I think, last year, and he started his own indie publishing company. And he's made a game called Explorers of the Woodlands, which recently kickstarted and funded. And he contacted me and he said, "Hey, I've got a new game now. I'm working for myself, and I got this game. Would you like to try it?" And we played it online, and I loved it. And he sent me a prototype, and I made a video of it for the Kickstarter. And then I sent the prototype on, so I'm anxiously awaiting that one as well. But that's just so much fun. You meet someone, and then they stay in contact, and all of a sudden they have their own game and they want to talk about it, and that sort of stuff. I love that. It's fantastic.
Well, conventions have always been kind of talked about. It's kind of like gamers camp, and going to summer camp. Those always. Fond memories of that and friendships. And for us in the gaming hobby, it becomes that camaraderie point of contact where we all get to come back and have a shared interest that we get to enjoy with one another.
Yeah. And people of all ages, of all internationalities.
Right?
Yep.
Such a big, encompasses a big circle of people. It's incredible.
Does.
Well, that's basically conventions, some of the ones that are going to happen here in the United States. I'm going to be going to the expo in the UK. If any of you are going and listening to this, and we actually could use some additional help at our booth, if you're interested in helping out, and we do pay for that. But also be going to Dice Tower East, and then I think BGG Con. Gen Con is still up in the air because of our fulfillment schedule, and Essen is up in the air too because we have to make decisions now that we're not ready to make. So I'm not sure if there's going to be availability or not because of us running this Kickstarter campaign. And so we'll see how it goes. Next year, we hope to be in full swing. with conventions, but our Game Toppers 3.5 Kickstarter is running right now, and it only goes through May 27th. So if you want to get in on some of the specials that are being unlocked in the stretch goals and get some of the new items that are be shipping overseas, this stuff is going to deliver in July and in August, which is crazy, unheard of turnaround time. But we're able to do that for this little mini campaign. And so if you're interested at all and want to get the prices at a lower price before they go up, please check in with us at GameToppersLLC.com or on Kickstarter. And you have till May 27th to join the campaign. But then also the Late Pledge Manager will launch for about a month while we're at the UK Games Fair Expo, if you're watching this at a later time or listening to this. Raymond, where can people find you and get a hold of your content?
Yes, well, they can find me at boardgameheaven.eu or .nl, both work. That takes you to my YouTube page. I am also on Facebook, just facebook.com/boardgameheaven.nl. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can even find me on Twitch. I do have a twitch.tv/boardgameheaven channel, which is mostly when I have time, I play some retro video games. I just really like doing that. And
wow.
Yeah, and because I want to keep it a little bit board game related as well, we have like a kind of a redemption people can do, and they can have me talk about a board game. So I just take a board game off the shelf, something they want to see, or a genre they want to see, and I just pick something, and then I just show the box, and I unbox and I talk about the game on the stream, and that's also a lot of fun. And yeah, so you can find me all over the place. That's
Well, I'd highly recommend you check out Raymond's Board Game Heaven channel, because he's got lots of great videos. He does a super good job. And Raymond's been a great friend of Game Toppers and a backer. And I cannot thank Raymond. I can't thank you enough for all the help that you've given to the campaign and the enthusiasm of the product. It's rare to find people like that are willing to help out, and you've been so gracious to help volunteer a lot of that stuff. And so it's very, very kind of you, and it's much appreciated.
Yeah, no worries. You're welcome. It's been fun.
Well, I think that's about it, Barry, unless you want to tell people where they can find more Burky and Badger.
Yep, you can find us here on YouTube, Burky and Badger, Board Game Babble, and also on Facebook, the Burky and Badger Board Game Babble. You can find us on your whatever podcast streaming service you have, whether it be Spotify or something else or iTunes. You can find us, Burky and Badger, Board Game Babble. You knew I was going to say that. As well as you can find us on his website. That one right over there, the boardgametheater.com, as well as my own boardgameseverybodyshould.com.
Wunderbar. Well, with that, thank you everybody for listening and joining the live Kickstarter 3.5 show with the Burky and Badger and special guest Raymond Haaken. Thanks again, everybody. And with that, send us on out.
We're so glad we had this time together. Now it's time to go. It won't be long until we have another show. So keep us in mind, get online. Burky and Badger will be back in no time.